you have to learn how to enjoy the experience and not fish for the fish. They call it fishing, not catching. The club was founded by a group of us that are really conscious of conservation. We're about promoting the sport of kayak fishing in the Hampton Roads area, mostly about fishing in shallow water, hard to get to places that you can't fish in boats.
It's something we can get out together. The wife and I can go out and paddle together and get a good workout in the evening. Why don't we go that way? We never fish down there.
I always enjoyed fishing, but I get nauseous in the boat. For some reason, I don't get nauseous in a kayak, so now we can fish together.
I guess you're the outfitter I need to see if I want to go out and do some of that.
Yes, sir. The majority of my clients are from the mountain area of Virginia and northern Virginia. I actually have some guys come up from Florida, New York City. I mean, it's a pretty diverse group of people. Well, I started doing it 3 years ago. Bought a bunch of boats and had started taking folks out, and it really did well. It's good for the environment. I'm not burning any fuel. It's relatively cheap way to get people on the water and give them a good guided fishing trip, and let them appreciate the marsh and the estuary environment.
A lot of these kayaks let you stand up. That way you can see better. With a good pair of polarized glasses and being able to stand up, you can often spot these fish and just make a cast directly to them. Concentrate on shallow water estuaries, marsh creeks, backwater coves, backwater lakes, places that you can't really get to in a boat.
Yeah, there's a lot more places that we're finding out. We've been into it now for a month, and we're finding a lot of other places that we can go fishing.
You being in a kayak, you're so stealthy and you're so quiet, and you make such a unassuming entry into the ecosystem that you get to see things you would never see in a boat.
Boats won't get as close to the wildlife, the birds, the nutria, the otters, the ospreys. You just can't get that close in a boat. In a kayak, you almost like you're part of the scenery. They'll pay very little attention to you. And then, of course, you get close enough to the fish. I mean, so close to the fish, you could probably reach down and grab them.
It's cool to interact with nature and not affect it. The fish are not spooked when the boat's resultant swell goes in. You don't have the whacking of a trolling motor running down the shoreline. You don't have the grass being cut up by the props. It's not about matching wits with a creature with this brain the size of a BB and winning. It's about struggling to understand your environment and the way things interact within the ecosystem, and really just plug yourself in to be in the right place at the right time. You're getting to sample nature. The core of fishermen, the majority of recreational fishermen garner a love of the environment and a love of the outdoors from that interaction, and that in of itself is invaluable. That's what motivates us to fight for conservation causes. I'm proud to be part of that. I'm a very big advocate of conservation.
Whether or not we have a good day, a good successful day, they enjoy the fact that they've gotten out on the water to see it from a different way.
You get to see things you would never see in a boat. You get to see bald eagles catching fish, osprey diving on bass. You just see stuff that makes your day sometimes, even when you don't catch a fish.